Inexhaustible.
Inexhaustible. Inexhaustible means something that will never go out. Exhaust means something that will go off after some time. For example, let's say you light a fire. After some time, whatever the fire is using, say for example, it is burning using some papers or wood. When there is no more wood, the fire will go off. So that you can say is exhausted, no more fire, because the material through which it was burning is exhausted. Whereas inexhaustible means something that will never go out. So divine or God is something that is inexhaustible. And that is the power of the awareness in you. Any other questions?
Sir, I have one more question. I have. So what is deluded?
Deluded. Deluded means confused. So some people are confused. They think that life is only for, let's say, eating and sleeping, or only for harassing others, or they're constantly only looking at TV and not really using their time for realizing their own self and for service of the world. So such minds are called deluded minds. But here Krishna is referring to those who are not deluded. Means what? They are
So the
more clear, clearly established in the truth.
so
Clear?
they're clear. Yes,
All right.
sir.
Wonderful.
What is Godhead?
What is Godhead? Godhead here, the supreme personality of Godhead. See, all these words were being spoken through Krishna. So, Krishna, the form of Krishna is being referred here. Supreme personality of Godhead. Because they know me as a supreme personality of Godhead means, though it was the form of Krishna, so the truth is that Krishna is not a form. Krishna is beyond the form. So Krishna cannot be destroyed. The form of Krishna can be destroyed. Likewise, the divine awareness in you can never be destroyed. But as a form, things will keep changing. So, what Krishna is saying here is those who know me as a supreme personality of Godhead means it is something beyond all the names and the forms of the world. So, those who have realized that the divine is nothing but something that can never be uh, any kind of form or name and is something can never be destroyed, they have realized the truth. That is what Krishna is referring to here. Clear, Anya?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any
So
other
what is
questions, Anya?
yeah, sir? I didn't understand and I didn't understand this full sentence. Under the protection of divine nature.
Ah, okay. Means what? Means whatever the work they do, they're not doing it for their own sake. They're not doing it for selfish nature. So they do it for the service of the all beings, for the benefit of all the beings. So when someone is doing like that, then they're naturally protected. So I'll tell you one little story. This happened in the life of Mata Amritanandamayi Amma. Once, see, she even when she was very young, no, she used to hug all the people in her village. And many of her family members did not like that. They used to tell her, don't do that. You are a girl. And also, this will be a disgrace to the family. Like that, they used to tell her. But she was out of love and compassion, would hug and would console. But the family did not know that. Her brother kept on telling her. Once his brother got very angry. He decided that he was going to kill her. So he and one of his friend came that day with a knife, and they told her, see, if you don't stop what you're doing, we are going to hurt you, we're going to kill you. Amma said very calmly, see, what I am doing is out of love. This is my nature. My nature is to help everybody. So leave all your anger. Let us work for the benefit of the world. Like that, she said. But her brother was in full anger. So he instructed his friend to kill her. And as his friend went to stab her, no, he suddenly collapsed. Nobody knew what happened. Everybody ran. And this person was taken to the hospital. There, Amma went and still served him. And when he felt her deep compassion and love for all beings, he also had lot of tears in his eyes. He felt what he wanted to do was incorrect. So, what Krishna is saying is, when someone is doing whatever the work for the benefit of others, they are naturally protected. They get the divine protection because it is the work of the divine. So, that is what this sentence means, are under the protection of the divine nature. Are you clear?
So
Anya,
I
are you
have one
clear
more.
now?
Sir, I have one more doubt.
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, what is? I don't understand this whole sentence. Like it is me as supreme personality and Godhead.
Here Krishna is referring to the essence. So, what is that essence? So, as a, for example, look at your own self. Now, as a body, you're this little, weren't you? When you were born? Anya, can you please be answering? Are you there, Anya?
Yeah, sir, I'm there.
Okay, so you have to answer my questions. Can you please come back to the video?
Yes, sir. By mistakenly got.
What is that? Okay, so the question you're asking is, you didn't understand this me as a supreme personality of Godhead, right? Can you hear me, Anya? Hello? Am I audible to you, Harshit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll get back to your question later, Anya. I cannot hear you clearly.
I can doubt, Vijayji.
Okay, I'll come to you also, Chirantan. 1 minute. Let's complete. Okay, Anya is back. Yes, Anya, please ask me. Can you hear me now, Anya? Okay, we'll do one thing, Anya. Let me talk to others and they'll come back to you. Please hold your question and they'll come back to you. Let's next go to Jigisha and Pancham. They've raised their hand.
So now you are explaining the mantra, no, sir?
The shloka?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, that you had sent the PDF.
It is there in the PDF. Yes.
Yeah. Then, sir.
Yeah.
In the last line, sir.
Yeah.
Me as the supreme personality of Godhead, original and
Inexhaustible. Inexhaustible.
Sir, I didn't understand that line, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Inexhaustible.
Let me help you understand that. So
Yes, sir.
exhaust means what? Something that goes off. So imagine you have a piece of wood and you light fire. After some time, the
Yes.
fire goes off, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Why does it go off?
Why? Because of the space.
There is no more wood, right? As it keeps burning,
Yes, sir.
the wood, let's say you have this long wood, then as it starts burning, the wood becomes shorter, 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 and no more there is wood, correct?
Yes, sir.
So which means now the wood is exhausted, correct?
Yes, sir.
But the God in you and the God in this entire existence, as existence, is inexhaustible, means it can never be exhausted. There is no end. It is not like one, small wood that keeps burning and one day there is no more. Not like that. It is inexhaustible. Are you clear with that word now? This word?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let
Thank
us
you, sir.
understand original. Original means what? Something that has always been there. Okay. See, for example,
Yes.
let's say I give you a white sheet and I ask you to draw something. And then
Yes, sir.
when you draw something, before you drew, there was only a white sheet. But after you drew, then the drawing comes. And if you take a eraser and then erase it, drawing goes off, right?
Yes, sir.
So some things in life are like that. They come and go. But God, as awareness in you, is never created in the first place. So therefore can never also be destroyed. Has always been there. And that is your true nature as
Yes.
pure awareness. Okay, but your body is created and that will change and that may transform later, but you as awareness, you are part of that God's nature, which is original, meaning never created, so never going to die.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now are you clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, wonderful. Let me go to Harshit now. What is the question Harshit has?
Sir, what is the meaning of devotional?
Devotional. Devotion means to be surrendered. Devotion means to be in tune with whatever you're doing. For example, what is your most favorite activity?
Sir, cycling, sir.
Cycling. Wonderful. So when you're cycling, does it feel like there is nothing more needed? You love and you enjoy the cycling, no?
Yes, sir.
So that is, you're very devoted to the act of cycling, isn't it? So, like that, devotional service means, see here, as you can see, all the great masters, they're helping so many other beings, like maybe plants, maybe other people, maybe other animals, maybe teaching, but they're doing it as a pure offering. So they're very, very devoted to what they're doing. They love, and that is why they are able to help all of us. So that is the
Sir,
understanding
so
of
the meaning
devotion.
is Sir, so the meaning is when you're doing something you don't want to do anything else.
So nothing else bothers you. You love it. So it's devotion. So especially when you're doing it for the benefit of others, it's called devotional service. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other question?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Chirantan, did you have a question?
No, I had got the answer.
Okay,
Right?
very nice. Now you got the answer. All right. Now, Anya, are you back?
Yes, sir. I'm back.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Now I can hear you properly.
Okay, now can you ask? You said you have one more last question.
So, I wanted to ask me as the supreme personality of Godhead.
Okay, so you said you did not understand this part, correct?
Yeah, and from me to Godhead.
Ah, okay, all right. So now tell me one thing. See, in this picture, you see Acharya Vinay watering plant. In this picture, you see him helping some person who is on the wheelchair. Here you see Amma loving and hugging all the children. Here, one old person. Here, Prabhuji doing puja and offering respects to cow. Here, teaching. Now, do you think they are helping different beings? So that is what it appears outside. However, what is that everything is? What is really a plant? Plant is nothing but the divine only. It appears like plant. The person sitting on the wheelchair is in a different form, but is God only, is God's different form only. All beings, all the children, all the old people, whether it is animals, plants, air, water, minerals, whatever you see, everything in this world is different forms of the divine, the pure awareness. So, what Krishna is telling is because they know me as a supreme personality, means when we, for example, even when we do namaste, okay, we all do namaste. What is the understanding of namaste? So, now, what do you understand, Anya? Why we do namaste?
So, we do namaste to greet a person.
Aha. We do namaste not to the outside, not to the person. You think the person is who you're greeting, but the namaste is truly in the person. Through the person is that God only is what is functioning. The God within you is the God in all others. So the namaste is always to the God. So, for example, in the beginning, whenever I say, I bow down to the Atma Jyoti, a divine light of the self, means I'm not referring to your body, I'm referring to you, that awareness. And that is in everything that you see, in every little thing, from a stone to water to air to plants to animals to people, in everything in this whole world, it is nothing but that divine God only. So this entire thing is God. So when you're doing namaste, it is not to the body that we are doing namaste. The namaste is to the divine light of the self, Atma Jyoti. So therefore, irrespective of their size of the body, each one is equally divine. So the namaste is to that divine. I bow down to the Atma Jyoti, to the divine light of the self. Is that clear, Anya?
Yes, sir.
So now do you know? Now do you understand what Krishna means here? Me as a supreme personality of Godhead?
Sir, but who is me?
Ah, that me is. See, now, for example, who's asking this question to me? Who's asking me this question?
Sir, me, sir, Anya.
Now, who is Anya? Is Anya the mouth who's asking the question?
Sir, no, the God inside me.
Ah, and that is making the sound through your mouth. Through your mouth, the mouth that you currently think, it's who you are, through that the question is coming, right? But is it your mouth which is actually making the sound?
No, sir.
Ah.
No, sir.
Who's asking me all this question? Who is that? That
Sir,
is
the God.
you. So that is the divine. That is the awareness in you. That is who you are. So that is the one in every being. When all these great masters, all these great gurus, when they are serving, it is not to the form that they are serving. They are serving to the divine within. So that is who is being referred here as me, as a supreme personality of Godhead. Because that me is beyond all the forms that you see in the world. So a form can be removed, form can be changed, but beyond all the forms, and that light of the self, which is unseen, which cannot be seen, but whose existence can be felt in different forms. So when a bird sings, when you ask, when you talk, through all that, it is this divine God only that is functioning. Is that bringing
So,
clarity, Anya?
but I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, what is that they are? What are they referring for? They?
They is nothing but the one who you see in the world. For example, here you see many teachers, many great masters, that they are reference to such great masters. So, and what is the teaching of the great masters? Great masters teach all of us, serve all the beings. Because when you're serving any being, you're actually serving God only. So I'll tell you one more little story. Once, Baba, okay, Sai Baba was sitting, and one mother who used to look after him was also sitting next to him. And Baba said, "Oh, Mai, I'm feeling very hungry. Can you get me rotis?" So she went and made a lot of rotis and brought, and she gave him in a plate. He said, "No, no, no, please go and feed the dog there that is sitting there." Now the Mai got very angry. She said, "Oh Baba, I made all these rotis for you with lot of love and care. You want me to feed it to this dog?" Mai, it is not this body that is feeling hungry. That dog. See, I can feel the hunger of the dog. Please feed that. When you feed the dog, it is like you're feeding me only. Like that, he said. So, when you realize that the God within you and God in all beings is the same, then I'll give you another example. When you are eating food, are you eating for your thumb finger or are you eating for your little finger? Anya?
Sir, we're not eating for the thumb finger or little finger. So we are eating for ourselves.
So for the whole body, no? You when you eat, you are eating with the feeling that the whole body will be nourished, correct?
Yes, sir.
Likewise, all the great teachers, they show us that we think only that this is me, but that is incorrect. I'm not only this, all beings is nothing but me only. So, service to all beings is service to God. So that's why the great masters, they serve all beings, irrespective of their form. They take care of beings in all different forms, whether it's animals or plants or people. And that is what is the path that all these great masters show us. So here Krishna is referring to such realized masters. And such realized masters are helping all of us also and encouraging all of us also to walk in the same path, to realize your own true nature. Is this all making sense to you, Anya?
Yes, I'm getting. But I have to little questions, sir.
Go ahead and ask your question.
Sir? So, yes.
One minute, Chirantan. Let Anya complete and then I'll come to you. Yes, Anya.
So, what is who are they referring to? Great souls?
These kind of great masters who have realized their true nature and who have realized the true nature in the whole existence. And it is such great teachers who also teach all of us, isn't it? See, all these kinds of wisdom that we are all discussing today is all in the Bhagavad Gita. So now Bhagavad Gita is written by Vedavyasa Maharshi. So Vedavyasa Maharshi is a great soul who realized this existential truth. Now Acharya Vinay is a great soul. He realized this and he is helping so many to realize. Our Mata Amritanandamayi, our Prabhuji. So like that, great souls are those who realize the truth and who help others also to realize that truth. What is the truth? That you are the nature of the God only. Your true nature is love, compassion, and kindness. These are all the true natures of you. And what is the nature of the world? The whole world is your family. That is the main teaching of all the great masters. You may be with the wrong thinking that I'm only limited to this body and mind. But actually, you are in all beings. So you just have to open up yourself in your heart. And when you feel for all, then you've included everybody in your heart. Then the whole world feels like a home. And that is the message of all the great masters. So here Krishna is referring to such great teachers who help us realize this great message. Is that clear to you, Anya, now?
Yes, sir. But I'm not understanding this one, see, sir. Those who are not deluded, the great souls, sir. But if they're saying to the great souls, why are they saying they're deluded?
No, it's saying those who are not deluded, the great souls are not deluded, they're not confused. That is why they are very clear. They see God within them, in God in all others. And that's why their nature is to serve all beings, to care for all beings. See, sun god, when he shines, does he say, I'm going to shine only on Anya's house and not on Chirantan's house? No, he would shine equally on all. When air blows, does it say, I'm going to only give cool air to India and not to Pakistan? No, air is equal everywhere. So that is the nature of God. If there is God, if let's say there is a person called God, somebody sitting somewhere, how will that person be loving and kind to you, me, and all beings? No, Anya, are you there?
Yeah, sir. Just taking little time to unmute.
Okay, so please be unmuted. That way you can interact clearly. Okay,
Okay, sir.
now are you able to understand? It is not
Yes, sir.
that the great souls are deluded. You have to read it completely. Those who are not deluded. Who are not deluded? The great souls. Who are great souls? Great masters like them.
Sir,
Who
I thought
know?
that it was saying that like the not the deluded people. It's saying not deluded, and then it's saying the great souls are deluded. Because I didn't
No.
understand.
Now are you clear?
Yes, sir. Now I'm clear.
Okay. Any more questions?
Sir, I didn't understand this sentence. They are fully engaged.
Fully engaged means their whole life they dedicate. See, for example, for more than now 35 years, see, Acharya Vinay is more than 73 years. But even today, he is helping so many people in so many places in different ways. He is guiding, there is a school called Aadhar in Chintamani, which is a school for special children. You know, those people, those children who many people think as mentally handicapped or mentally retarded, but really wonderful children. They may not be able to know, for example, how to hold a paste, how to brush, such things they may not know, but they're really nice children. So such children, many people discard them. So he cares for them. He has built an ashram in Ghati where lot of plants and lot of good messages are there. Or if you look at the life of Mata Amritanandamayi, all through her life, she has been only helping others. Or if you look at the life of Prabhuji, he has dedicated himself to teach the great knowledge in the Vedanta and various scriptures. So their life is fully devoted for serving others. That's what is meant here, fully engaged.
So who is Amma?
This picture, this is Mata Amritanandamayi Amma.
Yes, sir. What is
I had shown her video in one of the class. I can share that video once again in the group. Okay,
Yes, sir. Can you share it in the group?
I will do that.
Sir, can you share it now?
I will share it after the class. Are you clear now, Anya?
Yes, sir. And sir, were you talking about Acharya Vinay Videkar that time, or were you talking about Prabhuji sir in the first one?
See, I was talking about all the three of them. This is
No, sir.
Huh?
So you were talking first about who were you talking? You were telling about that other children's special school.
that school is supported by Acharya Vinay Vinekar. And later I spoke about Prabhuji, who is bringing all the knowledge of the scriptures and knowledge of the Vedanta to all of us.
Yes, sir.
Are you now clear, Anya?
Yeah, sir. I'm now got it.
Okay. Thank you, Anya. Jigisha, do you have any other questions?
Yes, sir. Please, can you send the PDF again, sir?
I'll do
Why?
that.
Because I joined yesterday to the group.
Okay, no problem. I will send that. Any
Yes,
other
sir.
question?
Thank you. No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have.
Video, sir.
I'll send it after
Sir,
the
can
end
you
of
send
the
the video?
I'll send it at the end of the class, Anya.
Yes, sir. That's what. At the end.
Chirantan, what is your question?
Sir, does God present in non-living things?
Yes. It is in every being. It is in
How do we know?
so now tell me, how do you know your hand exists?
Sir, we can see.
Okay. Now, who is telling that I can see?
Sir, God.
So now that God is functioning through you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that God is also showing you that stone, correct?
Yes.
And where are you seeing that stone? Tell me, Chirantan.
Sir,
Where are you truly seeing that stone?
sir.
In your mind, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you are really seeing that stone through your eyes, but eventually in your mind, isn't it?
Yes.
So now that is being seen by you only, isn't it?
Yes.
So what is your nature? Your nature is to be conscious of this, isn't it? You
Yes.
know it. Only you know it, correct?
Yes.
So then all these things that come into your nature, whatever comes and goes in your nature, can they be different from your nature?
No.
Huh. So if when your nature is God's nature, how can that is coming in you and your awareness be anything different?
No.
However, in the world, when you look at the stone, like a human, it may not talk to you, but it is also coming into your awareness. And in your awareness, you are aware of that stone. Correct?
Yes.
So, does that answer your question?
Yes.
All right. Any other question, Chirantan?
No.
Okay.
Go. Sir, can you send all the modules and videos from first? I joined today.
Yes, Chirantan, there is a Gita classroom. I'll share the link of the Gita classroom. You can enroll into that and you can go through all the videos that have happened before.
Okay.
All right. Anvi, what is your question?
Sir, I have a few questions.
Yes.
Sir, what is deluded?
Deluded means to be confused, not clear. So, somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
Sir, then what is divine?
Divine. So, divine. Okay, so now tell me, when let's say some dog is feeling hungry, and when you feed that dog, how does that dog feel?
Hungry.
No, when you feed that dog, after
It will feel happy and contented.
and how do you feel?
Happy.
See that nature of helping someone who needs help, and that nature of being satisfied with the help you have offered is a divine quality. So something where you are not doing it for your own sake, but for the sake of someone else. That is divine.
Then what is Godhead?
See here, because they know me as the supreme personality of Godhead. Now, in your body, which is more important? Which organ is more important? All organs are important, but which is more important? Which is like the controller of all other organs?
God, the brain.
Yeah, and where is it? In the head, no?
Yes.
So likewise, this entire existence, all the things that you see, there is something that is beyond this, beyond what you see. Because what you see is constantly changing, is constantly modifying. See, for example, when you are born, you are this little, but now see, you become this big, correct? So you're
I'm not that big. I'm
okay.
much more taller.
Okay, so you're much more taller. All right. So maybe I'm not showing it correctly, but you're much more taller, correct?
Yes.
So you're constantly changing. But you, when you look at your little photo and your this current photo, you still say, oh, this is me only, Anvi. This is me only, Anvi. Don't you say that?
Yes.
So something in you is not changing, which is helping you to recognize, oh, that is me only. And this is also me only, correct?
Yes.
That which is not changing in you is more than what is changing, is higher. Because that which is not changing is what Krishna is referring to here as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? What is not changing in you is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That awareness in you is not changing. You're not this, all these changing things. You're beyond that. These things will keep changing, but you are not changing. And that is who Krishna is referring here. Are you clear now?
Yes, but sir, last question.
Yes, go ahead.
What is inexhaustible?
See, now you take a piece of paper, okay, and you light it. Then after some time, no more the paper will be there, correct?
Yeah.
The fire will consume the paper, no?
Yeah.
Okay. And the fire will also go off, correct?
Yeah.
Because there is nothing more to burn, correct?
Yeah.
But the God in you, okay, is inexhaustible. It will never burn out like that. It is ever glowing. It was because it cannot be exhausted. It is infinite. You're not someone who's finite. You're not someone who can be limited. You are unlimited. You are inexhaustible. Are you clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right. Wonderful. So then I would like to ask a couple of children what they understood from all this discussion and today's shloka. First of
Sir,
all, may I request Rohan to share his understanding? Rohan, what you understood from today's shloka and all the discussion? Can you hear me, Rohan?
Sir, can I?
yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll come to you. Wait a minute. Rohan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Rohan, what did you understand from today's discussion?
Sir, I understood that the God in one person and the other person are not different. They are same.
They're all the same, and not just
Yeah.
only in persons, in all beings.
Yes.
Okay, very nice. What else did you understand in today's shloka?
Sir, that's it.
Okay, very nice. Excellent. So let's clap for Rohan. Very good. Then what about who said I want to also share my understanding? Somebody said?
Chirantan.
Huh?
Chirantan.
Chirantan. Go ahead, Chirantan.
We have to help others.
Yes.
If we help others, the God will save us.
Excellent. Very nice. Wonderful. Very nice, Chirantan. What about, may I ask Aditya? What Aditya understood today?
Yeah, sir. Today I understood that God is within all of us and that serving all beings is service to God. And God is present in everything. He is everything. He is even present in non living things.
Very nice. Excellent. Let's all clap for Aditya also. Very nice. Anybody else would like to share your understanding? How about Swaroop? What did Swaroop understand?
Sir, I understood that we need to see God in everyone.
Right. And what stops us from seeing?
Sir?
What stops you from seeing? When you say, I need to see, what stops you from seeing?
Sir,
I'll tell you. When you think, okay, for example, because you are expressing through your mind and body, you think you are your mind and body. You think you are Swaroop. When I ask who is Swaroop, you'll show this body and say, oh, this is Swaroop. Isn't it?
yes,
So,
sir.
because you get into that limited thinking, you are thinking, I am this body and I am this mind. But Krishna is again and again through various examples. And when we look at the life of all the great masters, all of them are pointing, all of them are saying, no, you're not this body, you're not this mind. You are that awareness. And as awareness, you are in all others. See the awareness in you, the awareness in Chirantan, awareness in Aditya, awareness in all the plants, in the animals, in this whole existence is one awareness. It is not different awareness. Like how the space here. Do you see the space here in next to me?
Sir?
The space next to me. Do you see the space
sir.
next to me? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The space next to me and the space next to you, is it different?
No, sir.
Likewise, awareness is the same. But only when I get deluded into thinking that I am this mind and I am this body, then I get confused. Then I think, oh, I am this and somebody else is that. But that is not correct. I may be expressing through this, but that divine awareness is in every being. Whether they speak or not, whether they move or not, is in everything. Clear, Swaroop?
Yes, sir.
Sir, now it's 8:04.
Thank you, Atish. Thank you for reminding me. Is there anyone else who wants to share his understanding or her understanding?
Sir, can I tell Jigisha?
Yes, Jigisha, please go ahead.
Sir, I understood that God is everywhere. He's the power in us.
Excellent. Very nice. See, that is the wonderful thing about all of you. You all say it in very simple ways. Very nice. Very nice. All right. If Anya, your voice is not very clear. Your voice is not clear, Anya. We'll come back to you next. Okay.
Because here I learned that God is not only in human beings, but in non-living things also. We should not just say that this person is lower than me, this person is higher than me. Because after everything, we're all the same person. That is God. The body is just acting like us and like carrying out the thoughts.
Anya, your voice is really breaking.
Anya, really sorry, but we are not able to hear you clearly at all.
Yeah, it's breaking a lot, Anya.
Maybe you may want to turn off your video and speak.
Now, sir, can you hear me properly?
Now we are able to hear you. Please say what you wanted to say.
Sir, I learned in today's class. I learned that we should everyone in everything, including non-living things. They all have God inside them, and we should not call anyone lower or higher in that. Like if a poor person just sits there on the road, we should not call, hey, you're so poor, you will never become like me, like that. You should not say, because because at all the mind just carries out the thoughts, and the body just helps it carry out the thoughts. And reality, we're all the same person, which is God, and we should and everyone is really God, and nobody is nothing less than God. Everyone, even non-living things, have God inside them, and we should respect everything, and we should not call anyone lower than us or higher than us.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nicely put, Anya. Wonderful. All right.
Thank you.
Then, is there anyone else who would like to share? Okay. Then let us end our today's session with the prayer. Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Thank you all. Thank you very much. See you all next Monday. Till then,
Hi, sir.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Bye, sir. Hari Om, sir.